Chapter 11 Shit, what are you afraid of? After leaving the study, Su-Yang went straight back to his room and meditated cross-knee and soon entered the state of practice. Now that he has successfully washed and removed the pulp, it is time to improve his strength. But, now that the Earth's aura has dried up and the speed of practice is slow, Su-Yang initially estimates that it will take at least 10 years to break through to the 9th layer of gas refining. As for condensed Jindan, I'm afraid it can't be done without decades of accumulation. This makes Su-Yang very distressed, but he can only practice step by step. The second day. Early in the morning, Su-Yang was awakened by a knock at the door. Then came Su Jing'an's voice outside the door. "Brother, it's getting late. It's time for you to get up and go to school." "I see," Su-Yang answered and then pushed the door out. "Congratulations, big brother." At this time, Su Jinghan said with a smile on his face. Su-Yang's eyes fell on Su Jinghan and frowned and said, "Congratulations on what?" "Congratulations on going to Bauhinia University," Su Jinghan said with envy. "This Bauhinia University is one of the top 3 universities in China. I didn't expect that my eldest brother got the chance to go to Bauhinia University because of misfortune. Brother, the godfather must have spent a lot of money this time. Otherwise the Bauhinia University would not have let go." Su Jinghan asked tentatively. "Ha ha." Su-Yang could see that the envy on Su Jing'an's face was not faked, so he deliberately angered each other and smiled softly. "Yes, it cost a lot of money. I told my father not to waste money on me, but he wouldn't listen and insisted on arranging me to go to the Bauhinia University." Su-Yang sighed and said, "Hey, good brother, can you feel how painful I am?" "I." Su Jing'an's eyes flashed with jealousy. Then he smiled and said, "Brother, you are the son of your godfather. He deserves to love you. But I don't want to go to school." Su-Yang complained at first, then turned to Yufeng and said, "Good brother, last time you asked me to level the school, it was a good idea and helped me a lot. Do you have any good ideas this time? I really don't want to go to school." "Big brother." Su Jinghan was startled and said hurriedly, "I didn't ask you to level the school. You mustn't say that nonsense. I just mentioned it jokingly at that time." "Really? Why do I think you've been planning this for a long time?" Su-Yang knew it well, but on the surface he said with a smile, "Brother, I understand. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone about my proposal to level the school. Come on. Give me another piece of advice on how not to go to school." Su-Yang urged, "Big brother's happiness for the next 4 years depends on you." When Su Jinghan heard the words, his eyes flashed with coldness, and then he said, "Big brother, I dare not talk about this topic to you. You are too brave. If I make a joke casually, you dare to take it seriously. However, eldest brother, you don't have to be too sad. Your godfather sent you to school for your own good. Besides, the college courses are relatively loose, and you have a lot of free time. You can take your time these 4 years. In the end," Su Jinghan solemnly reminded, "And brother, you must not repeat the same trick. The Bauhinia University is full of talents, in case you flatten the school." Chapter 11 Shit, what are you afraid of? There is no place for everyone to study, which will be a great loss to the country. Su Jinghan said seriously. WTF. This guy, it's so shady. On the surface, it's a reminder, but isn't this a fucking reminder of lousy? Everyone doesn't have to go to school, which must include me. If the tiger forced Suda and Xiao, he would certainly be fooled, foolishly putting on the annual drama of leveling the school again. But now Su Jinghan is facing Shentian Emperor Su-Yang, and his wishful thinking is doomed to fail. Do the old tricks again? At the moment, Su-Yang lit up and pretended to be moved, then smiled and said, "Ha ha, brother. Thank you for reminding me." Big brother left first. Leaving a message, Su-Yang gratefully patted Su Jinghan on the shoulder and strode away. While walking, he also called Wang Fuguei and asked the other party to come and pick him up, and said he had something to arrange. Watching Su-Yang walk away, Su Jinghan pushed the gold-rimmed mirror frame and raised a sneer at the corners of his mouth. Then he took out his cell phone, dialed a number and said faintly, "That punk has been fooled again. He has contacted Wang Fuguei with the bulldozer. There will be no accident this time. I will let him die without a place to die. Su Jinghan smiled coldly and said, Don't worry. I will dispose of all the evidence. No one will think that this has anything to do with you and me. Hanging up the phone, Su Jinghan put away his phone and regained his original posture. Suit, white shirt, glasses, sunny smile on his face, gentle and gentle. Second young master, why are you up so early today? There is a servant nearby to say hello. Su Jinghan pushed the gold-rimmed frame and said with a gentle smile, I'll wake the eldest brother up. No wonder you are so kind to the young master. The servant laughed. Su Jinghan smiled gently and walked away. 40 minutes later, Bauhinia University, outside the school gate. A black Mercedes-Benz, arrogant across the gate of the university. Suda Shao, I admit that you are the first dandy in Zhongbei, but I am a big and young king, so how can I be in the top 5? Wang Fugui said angrily, I am the king of Zhongbei, and I am usually the most domineering man. But you actually called me to send you here. What do you mean? I'm a ride-hailing driver. Wang Fugui pointed to the black Mercedes-Benz and continued, Look carefully, I am atop Maybach. There is only one car in the north of the Yangtze River. It is not a ride-hailing car. Don't come to me next time. Are you itching? Su Yang frowned. Wang Fugui instantly withered and said with a flattering smile, Hey, Suda Shao, I'm playing with you. I'm honored to be your chauffeured car driver. Well, don't be poor. I'll arrange something for you. Su Yang said earnestly, Tonight, you can contact me with 50 bulldozers and bring them all here. I'm useful. What is it? Wang Fugui was surprised, stared around the Bauhinia University and said unbelievably, Shit, Suda Shao. Don't tell me that you want to level the Bauhinia University? Don't ask what you should ask. Just do as I say. Su Yang continued, By the way, this time I asked Zhao Wenbin to help contact the bulldozer. I'm responsible if something goes wrong. Su Yang added, Well, Suda Shao, you can just say that. Even if you let me go up and down the mountain of fire, I won't frown. Wang Fugui showed his loyalty and said impassively, Tonight, I will accompany you and do another big job. Su Yang smelled the words and smiled softly. Flattening the school? Of course not. Su Shenbing solemnly reminded that the Bauhinia University was extraordinary. He asked Wang Fugui to contact the bulldozer just for show, to draw out people who wanted to kill themselves. Su Yang didn't tell Wang Fugui the truth, not because he didn't trust him, but because he was afraid of the other party's slip of the tongue. Suda Shao, why do you suddenly want to level the Bauhinia University? At this time, Wang Fugui asked doubtfully. Su Yang said, My father arranged for me to go to school here. Shit, Uncle Su is really capable. My dad begged Grandpa to tell Grandma and Grandma, but he didn't even bring me in. You blew up a school with a lot of notoriety, and you can blend in. People are more popular than people. Wang Fugui muttered a few words and then said, By the way, Suda Shao, my sister-in-law-to-be, is at the Bauhinia University. She is so beautiful that she has more pursuers than I can count. You have to keep an eye on your sister-in-law, don't be green. As Wang Fugui spoke, he suddenly gritted his teeth and said angrily, Damn it! What are you afraid of? Suda Shao, look over there. Su Yang looked in the direction of Wang Fugui, only to find that Li Fei Xian was walking side by side with a tall young man in a basketball suit. Chapter 12 Wipe, Suda Shao, Black Silk. Li Fei Xian was unhappy today and met someone she didn't want to see early in the morning. Of course, this person is not Su Daxiao, but a young man in a basketball suit next to her. This guy is Dong Zikuan. He lives in the same villa area as Li Fei Xian. The villas of the two families are connected. They grew up together. But Dong Zikuan went abroad to study before he was 10 years old and came back recently. These 2 days, he is always looking for various reasons to pretend to encounter Li Fei Xian. Li Fei Xian has no affection for Dong Zikuan, but hates his Western leftists and often adds foreign languages to his words. Moreover, Dong Zikuan has 2 ear piercings, smoky makeup and delicate affectation. Who can bear it? Li Fei Xian hates this kind of boys most. She likes boys who are masculine and emit hormones. But the Li family and the Dong family were family friends, and they looked up and did not look down, and Li Feixian was too inconvenient to do it, so she was forced to have a chat with him. Feixian, I often play basketball abroad. I admire Beckham most. He is really very good when playing basketball. Dong Ziquan looked admiringly at Li Feixian and tentatively asked, Do you like boy who play basketball? Li Feixian did not answer directly, but said faintly, Beckham plays football. What? Football? Dong Ziquan was suddenly very embarrassed, forced to smile and said, Oh, of course I know. I said wrong on purpose. Is to make you happy. Oh, thank you. Li Feixian stopped and said, I'm at school. You can go back. You are welcome. Dong Ziquan replied with a smile. See you tomorrow morning. Feixian, I want to be your supermam and take you to school every day. Can you give me a hug? As he said that, Dong Ziquan opened his arms and looked at Li Feixian with a smile, with a wretched look in the fundus of his eyes. Seeing that Li Feixian did not respond, Dong Ziquan added, Feixian, this is normal etiquette in the West, so don't think about it. Li Feixian was so disgusted that she wanted to kick the guy in front of her. But considering the relationship between the two families, she could not do so. Moreover, it is indeed Western etiquette for the other party to ask for a hug, and according to reason, he cannot refuse. But at the thought of hugging Dong Ziquan, Li Feixian was very repulsive, so she was in a dilemma at the moment. Bang! Just then, a figure suddenly appeared and kicked Dong Ziquan directly to the ground, and his body glided 4 or 5 meters on the ground. The one who did it was Su Yang, of course. What kind of thing do you want to take advantage of my wife when you go to Nima? Do you think Yan Wangyi hanged himself for a long time? At this moment, Su Yang took a contemptuous look at Dong Ziquan, then fell on Li Feixian and smiled softly. Wife, how is it? I came in time. And, in time. Li Feixian looked at Su Yang with a pair of beautiful eyes. In fact, Su Yang is very handsome, excluding those jerks who do. They are definitely human high-quality men, and they have priority in choosing a mate wherever they go. In addition, Su Yang suddenly appeared just now to rescue herself, so at this moment, Li Feixian was a little inexplicably moved. Ah! At this time. Chapter 12 Wipe, Su De Shao, Black Silk. Dong Ziquan got up from the ground, shouted angrily, then stared at Su Yang and asked, Waryu, kick me. I am the young father. Su Yang said casually. Young father? What do you mean? Dong Ziquan frowned. Su Da Xiao means that he is your father. Wang Fugue came over to mend the knife. Smelly idiot, in fact, I am also a young father. I am a tender little father. Damn it, my father is the boss of Dong's group. You're in trouble. I'll call him right away. Today I want you to get down on your knees and beg me for mercy. Dong Ziquan was furious and was about to lose his temper when he suddenly thought of something. He pointed to Su Yang and asked, He just said, Are you Su Da Xiao? Su Yang said faintly, It's like a fake package. Su Da Xiao. When he got a definite answer, Dong Ziquan's face instantly became ugly, and a strong fear emerged in the fundus. Although he has not been in Jiangbei these years, he has heard of the notoriety of Su Da Xiao. Even after returning home, my father told him that there was room for discussion with everyone, that is, not to provoke Su Da and Xiao, otherwise the consequences would be very serious. Princess, Feixian, I haven't had breakfast yet. I'll go back first. After Dong Ziquan knew the identity of Su Yang, he didn't want to stay for a moment, so he turned and ran. I'll let you go this time, and next time I dare to approach my wife, I'll break your leg. Su Yang threatened to open his mouth. I know. Dong Ziquan responded, dared not look back, and disappeared at a trot. Honey, I'm good. I scared that Nyang Bao away as soon as I shot. Do you want to thank me? Get rid of Dong Ziquan. Su Yang looked at Li Feixian. The more I saw this face, the more I liked it. It was so much like the Emperor of the Blue Phoenix. A hero saves beauty. This plot is too lethal to Li Feixian, a girl who likes to watch idol dramas. Thank you. Li Feixian's face flushed slightly and was ready to say thank you to Su Yang, but she suddenly remembered the stupid things Su Yang had done. She immediately got angry and clenched her silver teeth and said, Mind your own business. Did I let you help me? Suyang, don't feel like you helped me once. I'll be grateful to you. Dream on. I'll never forgive you in my life. Li Feixian said angrily. The most difficult thing to decide is the heart of a woman. Sure enough, this sentence is true. If you turn your face, you will turn your face. Suyang touched the bridge of his nose and tried to explain. But, honey, you can't beat me to death because of my past. I'm different now. I'm not your wife. Li Feixian first denied it, and then said coldly, Scum is always scum. What's the difference? You will be my wife sooner or later. Suyang smiled and then said seriously, Honey, tell you the truth. This time I was buried under the construction garbage and walked away in the dead, which made me think about a lot of things. I really did something wrong before. Suyang solemnly said, but from now on, I decided to change my past. No matter how beautiful a woman is, I will not pay attention to it. I will have a pair with you for the rest of my life. Hearing this, Princess Li moved her face and looked a little better. With her beautiful eyes, she looked at Suyang curiously, seemingly unfathomable about the man in front of her. Did he really mend his ways? Damn it, Su Daxiao. 3 o'clock, black silk Balenciaga. Suddenly, Wang Fugue, next to him, said excitedly, Where? Suyang smelled the words and subconsciously looked at the past, and his eyes straightened instantly. Chapter 13 is so good at flirting. It's so long, so straight. What a beautiful melon seed face. At this moment, Suyang said excitedly, Wang Fugue, within 3 minutes, I want to get all her information. Don't worry. Su Daxiao, promise to finish the task and put her on your bed tonight. Wang Fugue responded. Ha! Li Feixian snorted coldly, with a momentary expression of disgust on her face, and gritted her teeth and said, I almost believed you, but dogs can't stop eating shit. Shit. It was only then that Suyang reacted and smiled bitterly. Damn it. Conditioned reflex. He integrated the memory of Su Daxiao, and his reaction was inevitably close to that of Su Daxiao. This does not blame me. Suyang is really a good man. Honey, this is a conditioned reflex. You have to believe me. Suyang hastened to explain. I believe you, ghost. Li Feixian stared angrily at Suyang and clenched her silver teeth. You just looked at the black silk and your eyes were straight. What else can you explain now? This. Suyang simply spread his hands and shrugged helplessly. Well, I admit that I do like watching black silk. People have 7 emotions and 6 desires, and they all like to see beautiful things, which is the instinct of human beings. Li Feixian looked at Suyang briskly and said coldly, You low achiever, do you know 7 emotions and 6 desires? Of course it is. Tell me, what are the 7 emotions and the 6 desires? Li Feixian said coldly that she knew Suyang could not answer and deliberately wanted to embarrass Suyang. But Li Feixian will be disappointed. Suyang smiled gently and said, 7 emotions, joy, anger, worry, thought, sadness, fear, surprise. Each word represents an emotion. Li Feixian was slightly surprised and asked, What are those 6 desires? The 6 desires are 6 desires, namely, appetite, lust, possessiveness, thirst for knowledge, and 1 is sex. Ahem, honey, you know. Speaking of which, Suyang smiled meaningfully. You are shameless. It is because of this desire that you like to look at Haisai. Li Feixian, you flushed, stepped back shyly, looked at Suyang with anger, and then said, Isn't it the 6 desires? You only said 5 and there's 1 more. I don't know. I know the last desire. There are many ways to say this, and I prefer one of them. Suyang pretended to say deeply, This desire is a desire buried in the depths of everyone's heart. This desire may interfere with other desires, such as I really want to eat sweet and sour spare ribs, but I have been losing weight recently, so I stopped eating. Suyang said solemnly, For example, I saw a sea and thought it was beautiful. I really wanted to go swimming, but I couldn't swim, so I stopped this desire. For example, the girl in black silk just now is very beautiful and sexy. I really like it. To put it simply, I want to sleep with her. At this point, Su Yang, close to Li Fei Xian, looked at each other affectionately and whispered gently, I suddenly thought of you and stopped this desire. Suddenly thought of you also stopped this desire. There is so much bedding in front just to make a comparison. Set off this sentence, the effect is full. Fruit. Chapter 13 is so good at flirting. Of course. When Li Fei Xian heard the last sentence, her eyes suddenly glazed at Su Yang. The corners of her beautiful mouth could not help but rise, and her heart instantly had an infinite affection for Su Yang. You'll talk nonsense. I have nothing to do with you. You can do whatever you want. Li Fei Xian's cheeks flushed, left a message, and ran into the school shyly. Honey, which department and class are you in? I'll come and play with you sometime. Su Yang asked hurriedly. Department of Finance, Class 8, Level 21. Li Fei Xian Tiantian's response. The figure soon disappeared. Department of Traditional Chinese Medicine. Su Yang wrote it down secretly. Voice Day. When I think of you, I stop this desire. At this time, next to Wang Fugui admired. Su De Xiao, you can flirt, little brother, more and more come to admire you. If I were a woman, I would be unable to fall in love with you, willing to be your fourth wife. To tell you the truth, Su Da Xiao, you are not only handsome, but also emotional. I love you to death. Wang Fugui looked extravagantly at Su Yang and said pitifully, when looking for the other half, at least give the younger brother a chance. Can you not die like that in terms of gender? Looking for smoking? Su Yang raised eyebrows. Haha. Come on. Stop it. But Su De Xiao, you are really strong. You used to abuse your sister-in-law so much. According to reason, your sister-in-law should hate your guts. Wang Fugui said with a smile. But with a few words, your sister-in-law to be blushed and her heart stirred. It was a role model for my generation. I had the opportunity to teach my younger brother some experience. All right. Su Yang urged. What I told you, you quickly do. All right. I'll look into the information about the beautiful woman with black silk. Well, that's not it. Su Yang said with a black face. I told you to find Zhao Wenbin and contact the bulldozer. So that's it. Okay. I'll do it right away. Wang Fugui answered, and then asked, do you still check the information about the black silk beauty? Check your uncle. I now specialize in Li Fei Xian. Su Yang said. He is not a tiger and a young man, and he doesn't let go of anything. Su Yang's requirements for women are very high, at least for now. Only Li Fei Xian meets his standards, and other women are not qualified to carry shoes for him. I see. Su Da Xiao wants to take care of his sister-in-law to be first, and then do something else. Wang Fugui nodded clearly. No, don't do anything else in the future. Don't put everything on my bed. Damn it, Su De Xiao, what's wrong with you? Why do you suddenly look like a different person? Wang Fugui said curiously. I just figured it out. Su Yang explained. There is a limit to the number of times a person can do that in his life. I'm going to use my limited opportunities on top beautiful women. Su Yang asked, you can eat as much as lobster and abalone. Why should I eat steamed buns and pickles? Fuck! Wang Fugui jumped up excitedly. Golden sentence, Su Da Xiao. You are buried under the ruins. Not in vain. Unexpectedly summed up such an incisive golden sentence. From now on, you will be my life mentor and the beacon on my way forward. You are so great. Wang Fugui is crazy brown-nosing. Get out. I'm in school. Don't forget what I arranged for you. Su Yang said and strode into the school. Before coming, Su Shenbing explained that the Huasher class of the college and department was done, and Class 3, Grade 21, Department of Traditional Chinese Medicine. And Su Shenbing also specifically warned that there are not many people in the school who know the identity of Su Yang, so that he should not rely on the identity of Su Da Xiao, or he will be expelled. It is late September and Bauhinia University has been in school for more than 10 days. Su Yang went directly outside the class. There was a beautiful young teacher lecturing in the classroom, and there were more than 40 students sitting below. This beautiful teacher is wearing black silk, printed with Balenciaga logo, melon seed face, exquisite facial features. Unexpectedly is the black silk beauty at the school gate just now. Chapter 14 Hua Qing Dai. Blah. Blah, blah. As soon as Su Yang appeared at the door of the classroom, she attracted the attention of all the students. This little brother is nice, sunny, and handsome, and he is my type. Little brother, do you fall in love? I am so sweet in the hot summer. It's autumn now. Well, I despise you. One by one, they are all facial dogs. If the values are not correct, I will be different. I am looking for a boyfriend and I can only talk to each other. Oh, my gosh. Where did this little brother come from? How can he be so handsome? Hearing the talk of the female classmates around, Su Yang smiled gently and didn't pay attention to it. Are you Su Yang? Just then, the black silk female teacher opened her mouth, and the willow eyebrows frowned slightly. Su Yang smiled and nodded. Get a definite answer. Black silk beauty face shows a look of disgust. Obviously know the name of Su Daxiao. My name is Hua Qingdai. I'm a counselor in class 3. Black silk beauty Hua Qingdai said coldly. Dean Hua said, after you come to school, I will take you to see him as soon as possible. Come with me. Others go to self-study. Hua Qingdai acted vigorously and left a word and took the lead out of the classroom, followed by Su Yang. Su Yang? I heard that there will be a jumper in our class, and it seems to be him. The little brother of Su Yang is so handsome. He is so handsome to learn traditional Chinese medicine. His debut is so fragrant. A bunch of nymphomaniacs, wake up, what's the use of being handsome? No money and no background is nothing. Shut up the lemon essence. It is said that Su Yang is a school recruited by President Hua personally. He must be gifted, and his future achievements will be limitless. Leave the classroom. Hua Qingdai walked in front, looking full of disdain, deliberately keeping her distance from Su Yang. Ahem. Su Yang broke the calm. I said, Black silk beauty, you do not walk so fast. I will not eat you. Su Yang, don't talk to me. I don't care what you look like outside. This is the school. I'm your counselor. As long as you make a mistake, I have the right to punish you. Hua Qingdai stopped and said coldly, also, I know who you are. You are the biggest dandy in Jiangbei, and I even flattened a university some time ago. But I warn you, Bauhinia University is not a place where you can do evil. You'd better hold back. If you make my class a mess, I won't be polite to you. Hua Qingdai threatened. All right, don't smell so much gunpowder. You have something to say. Su Yang smiled softly. Oh, the scum man who can give away even his fiancée is not worthy to chat with me normally. Hua Qingdai said coldly, and then walked ahead to lead the way. Seeing this, Su Yang didn't bother to communicate with her. A few minutes later, the two men came to the office of the Dean of the Department of Traditional Chinese Medicine. My grandfather is inside. Go in by yourself. I'll wait for you outside. Hua Qingdai said faintly. Your grandfather? Su Yang said with a smile. It turns out that the Huaxing doctor in my father's mouth is your grandfather. No wonder you are so bold and dare to talk to me like this when you know my identity. Hua Qingdai doesn't want to talk to Su Yang. She doesn't even want to see Su Yang. Su Yang didn't ask for boredom, knocked on the office door, went in alone and locked the door behind him. You must be Master Su. Hua Shimiao is lying in the office. Chapter 14 Hua Qingdai. Writing on the public table, sensing someone coming in, he looked up at Su Yang and took the initiative to say hello with a smile on his face. I am. Su Yang, without any restraint, strode forward, pulled up a chair and sat opposite China's Miao, expressionless, and said, You are Jiangbei magic doctor, Hua Shimiao? Before coming in, Su Yang had thought clearly that he would not go to school step by step, which was too excruciating. He might have suffocated to death before he condensed Jindan. And the Bauhinia University extraordinary my father will not give face. If you want to go in and out freely and mix like a fish in water in school, the best way is to expose a little strength and fix Hua Shimiao. Because Hua Shimiao is famous in Jiangbei and is the dean and professor of traditional Chinese medicine at Bauhinia University. All families in Jiangbei have to compete to win over. If we take care of him, we will reduce a lot of unnecessary trouble in the future. So after Su Yang entered the office, He always held a posture and had no respect for Hua Shimiao. The old man is Hua Shimiao. Hua Shimiao naturally felt Su Yang's unscrupulous, put down his pen, frowned and said, "Master Su, you are so disrespectful to your husband. Is that what the Su family tutor is like?" "Heh heh." Su Yang sneered at first, then looked at Hua Shimiao with disdain and said faintly, "Just because of you, you are not qualified to win my respect." Presumptuous. Hearing the words, Hua Shimiao immediately clapped the table and said angrily, "Su Yang, do you know that even your father dare not make such a gesture in front of his husband? Who gave you the courage?" "Shut up, stubborn." Su Yang looked majestic in his eyes and said in a calm voice, "In terms of seniority, you call me old and white hair, but I dislike you young. What qualification do you have to scold lousy like an elder? It's the other way around. I have some friendship with your grandfather. Today, the old man will discipline you on behalf of your grandfather." Hua Shimiao was furious, and then he had an extra silver needle in his hand. "Don't worry. This needle will only make you lose your voice for half a month. I hope you will take it as a warning." The voice fell, and the silver needle went out and went straight to an inch under Su Yang's throat. Su Yang raised a smile at the corner of his mouth and sat firmly on the chair, motionless. The silver needle was about to go in, so he started. Buzz! All of a sudden, an air wall formed by Reiki rose from the ground and stood in front of Su Yang. The silver needle shot by Huasher banged against the air wall, and it could not move forward any further. "Even if you carve small tricks, you dare to play tricks in the classroom." Su Yang sat on the chair, her eyelids raised slightly, and the gas wall suddenly burst into a force of terror, which directly tore the silver needle apart. The strong aftermath caused the body of Huasher to shake and hold on to the wall in order to stand firm. At the moment, he looked shocked and said, True gas Master Wu Yu. I can't believe you're a master." "Really angry? The real spirit of wool, lousy, this is Reiki, ignorant guy. Master Su, he is old and clumsy. I didn't expect you to have such strength. I'm afraid it's hard to find an opponent in Jiangbei." Hua Shimiao arranged his clothes and his attitude towards Su Yang changed greatly. Su Yang ignored it, but stood up, looked at the prescription on the desk, frowned and said, Polygonatum odoratum, Chuanbei, Lily, the prescription for lung disease, did you write it?" It was only after nearly 10 years of painstaking research that the old man came up with this prescription that can be passed on. Hua Shimiao is very proud. Huang Jing is supposed to fill deficiency and essence. If you put so much, is it tonifying or injuring the lungs? Polygonatum odoratum tastes sweet and flat. If you put this amount, you might as well not put it at all. Su Yang looked disdainful and struck mercilessly. "This thing is also worthy of being called a prescription, and it is also worthy of being passed on." Chapter 15 shocked Hua Shimiao. Hua Shimiao's face was flushed by Su Yang, and he couldn't help asking, "Master Su, do you have any ideas?" "Since you asked sincerely, I might as well tell you that Huang Jing put 3 less money and Yuzhu more than 1 or 2. Su Yang said faintly, "Add another medicine." Hua Shimiao asked, "What kind of medicine?" "Radix ginseng." Su Yang added, "Shashan nourishes yin and moistens the lungs, replenishes qi and fluid. I have a look. There are 28 kinds of traditional Chinese medicine on your prescription, which can complement each other. Radix ginseng can be used as an introduction to medicine, which is very important. Whether there is radix ginseng or not has a great influence on the efficacy." Su Yang said, "If you add 9 coins san ginseng, this is barely a prescription." Radix ginseng. Hua Shimiao smelled the words, fell into thinking, turned to ecstasy and said to himself, "Indeed, I always think of something missing, but I have thought about it for 10 years, but I have not thought of using san ginseng. Master Su, your advice is that you must have written the prescription for tonifying the kidney in your father's hand yesterday." Hua Shimiao said politely, "Your attainments in medicine are far above me, and those who reach them come first. I hope Master Su will not be offended." "Of course not." Su Yang looked at Hua Shimiao and went straight to the theme. "Dr. Hua Shen, to be honest, I have never told anyone about my strength and medical skills, and you are the first one. The reason why I show it in front of you is to get some special access to the school, such as skip class casually. Do you understand what I mean? Su Yang smiled softly. Master Su, with your attainments, no one at Bauhinia University deserves to be your teacher. Hua Shimiao suggested. How about this? I will say hello to the Su family, and you won't have to come to school again. No, I don't want people to know my strength now. Not even my father. So don't tell anyone, or don't blame me for being impolite. Su Yang threatened that there was a cold smell all over him, which made people fall into an ice cave. Now he practices his spirit and has a little strength, but he has not found anyone who wants to kill himself, and he is not even sure whether there is a stronger existence in Jiangbei. He naturally does not want to be too publicized, so it is safer to meticulous first. Good. Feeling the smell of Su Yang, Hua Shimiao was frightened and hurriedly said, I promise not to tell anyone. Well, I've been asking you to take care of me recently. Su Yang said faintly, I see you use silver needles in return. I will pass you a kind of needling. With that, Su Yang's eyes fell on the medical mannequin not far away and asked, Do you have any silver needles? Give me 9. Yes. Hua Shimiao hurriedly took out a box full of silver needles from the drawer. Su Yang pinched the 9, suddenly shook his hand, and the silver needle entered the 9 acupoints of the model. 9 turns back to the spring needle. Hua Shimiao had seen many ancient books and recognized them at a glance. He was surprised and delighted and said, It turned out to be a long-lost 9-turned spring needle. Yes, it is the 9 turns back to the spring needle. Su Yang nodded and said, Think about it slowly according to the 9 silver needles on the model, and you will soon learn to turn. As for the remaining 8 turns, I will teach you when I have the opportunity. Chapter 15 shocked Hua Shimiao. At this point, Hua Shimiao was so excited that his hands were trembling, and his eyes at Su Yang had changed from disgust at the beginning to respect. Plop! Suddenly, after careful consideration, Hua Shimiao made a major decision, knelt directly in front of Su Yang, and then kowtowed 3 times. Then he said with awe on his face, Master Su, please accept the old decadent as an apprentice, otherwise, the old decadent is unworthy of such precious needling. Do you mean it? Su Yang said faintly. Hua Shimiao said piously, Yes, it is my honor for you to be your disciple. With your qualifications, you are not qualified to be my apprentice, but for your sincere sake, I reluctantly accept you as a registered disciple. Su Yang accepted. Thank you, master. Please pay homage to the disciples. Hua Shimiao was ecstatic. If this scene is seen by others, it will definitely lose the chin. Hua Shimiao is not only famous in Jiangbei, but also one of the best doctors in the whole of China. Families large and small in Jiangbei want to win him over. Even if it is as strong as the Su family, there are Su Chengquin's meritorious service in the front, Su Shen's army and troops in the middle, and Su's women guarding the border. They still have to be polite to Chinese guests. But such a magic doctor, now unexpectedly knelt at the foot of the largest young man in Jiangbei, and even worshipped a teacher. This is unbelievable. However, Hua Shimiao knew very well that he had earned and made a lot of money this time. Get up. Su Yang said, Don't be so respectful to me in front of outsiders. I'm just one of your students. In private, we'll be called master and apprentice. Yes. Hua Shimiao responded respectfully, then suddenly remembered something and said, Master, even Father Su Chengquin does not know your strength? Su Yang said faintly, No wonder. Hua Shimiao then said, Master, I think it is necessary to tell you that your grandfather is ill. Grandpa. The picture of Su Chengquin appeared in Su Yang's mind, and he felt particularly kind, so he asked, Is it serious? Seriously, both the lungs and dantian were badly hit, and I was not sure to cure them before. Hua Shimiao then said, But with your improved Yangfei powder and the first turn of 9 spring needles, I am confident that I can cure the old man. That's fine. It's not convenient for me to expose my strength these days. Thank you for your hard work. Su Yang said, It's not hard. It's what I should do to share my worries and solve my problems for master. Hua Shimiao continued. However, the old man's injury was left in the early years, and it was suppressed by him with strong real qi. If he does not mobilize all the real qi, there should not be a relapse, plus the old man has a new wound on his body. Hua Shimiao asked. The disciple guessed that he might have fought with someone recently, master. I will go to Su's house to see father this afternoon. Would you like me to inquire about the tone of father for you? Fight! Our Su family is deeply rooted in Zhongbei, and my sister is the god of war. Who has the courage to challenge my grandfather? Su Yang frowned and said, Then inquire about it, and let me know immediately if you have any news. Yes. Hua Shi responded respectfully. At this time, Su Yang's cell phone rang. Caller ID Wang Fugue. Su de Xiao. Zhao Wenbin promised to contact the bulldozer, 50 sets. The asking price is 1 million. On the phone, Wang Fugue said, Also, Zhao Wenbin, that boy asked you to fight dogs, and time is very urgent. About now, I will refuse for you. Dog fighting? Dog fighting now? Hehe. This Zhao Wenbin should know that something will happen to me tonight, and he is worried that he will not have a chance to win my money in the future, so he will make an appointment now. Don't refuse, promise him. Then drive over to pick me up. Take me to your kennel, pick up a dog, and today I'm going to win back with interest. Su Yang said confidently. He is a true practitioner and has Reiki. Ordinary dogs can become ferocious as long as they eat a wisp of aura. Isn't it easy to pull a dog and win a few games?